Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Fantasy NBA Today. Today, it is just me, Steve Alexander, Dr. A, here. Aaron Brewski. We'll be back tomorrow to recap what happens this evening. Quiet week in the NBA with the in-season tournament going on. The Lakers got rolled by the Spurs last night. Stephon Castle is one of Dr. A's players of the night. Oh, by the way, this entire shebang is brought to you by FanDuel. Dr. A's players of the night from Wednesday night. Stephon Castle. He's back. His second game back. He hit 10 of 14 shots, had 3 3-pointers, 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists in 27 minutes. He was awesome. In his first game back, he only hit 5 of 15 shots, but he had 18 points, 5 boards, 5 assists. So that was okay, too. Castle's back in a big way. Hopefully, Wemby's coming back for their next one. There was a chance Wemby was going to play last night, but it didn't happen. But anyway, if you have Stephon Castle, I'm sure you're glad to have him back. My second player of the night, LeBron James. The Lakers did not look great. They were never really in the game, despite some heroics by Marcus Smart, who we'll talk about later. But LeBron looked pretty LeBron-like again. 19 points, 15 boards, 8 dimes, 3 blocks. That's 2 good games in a row. The game before that, he was 29 points, 7 boards, 6 assists, a steal, a block, and 4 threes. I think that is the line. That sounds like LeBron is LeBron again. And as we've talked about on the show several times, I think he missing all that time early with the sciatic injury. He's sort of treated these first few weeks as training camp, preseason type stuff. He's working his way back into shape, and he's looked great for 2 games in a row. So hopefully, if you put up with LeBron through the tough times, hopefully better times are on the horizon there. And then the third player of the night, same guy that's always here, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander did it again. 28 points, hit 11 of 15 shots, 3 3-pointers, 8 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block. You know, everybody dogs SGA so hard about the free throw shooting, but, you know, he had 11 of 15 shots. OKC rolled Phoenix out of the gym. They are on a mission to win this tournament. They're on a mission to win it all again. And I feel like a lot of the league got better, and I thought they were going to be catching up to OKC, but it doesn't really feel like that's happening. So go OKC, I guess. Let's get to what happened on Wednesday night as far as guys you want to add. I mentioned a big night from Marcus Smart. Dude actually absolutely caught fire. He had 26 points. He hit 8 3-pointers, and he had a block in 28 minutes. He had not played since November 25th, and he really wasn't very good in his last 3 games before he got hurt. I had him on a couple teams. I dropped him because of the injury and because he wasn't really producing. But had he not done what he did last night, the Lakers, it would have been a massive blowout instead of just a smaller version blowout. So I think Smart is a decent pickup right now, and the Lakers need him to score. They need his defense. The Lakers need something besides just LeBron, Luka, and Austin Reeves. And Austin Reeves, speaking of which, wasn't on top of his game last night, but he was okay. The fantasy line was fine in the end. But Marcus Smart had possibly the best night out of anybody who played. As far as unexpected big lines, he had a big one. And, you know, when the Lakers are fully healthy, can Smart contribute? I think he can. I think, like I said, they need him to be healthy, and they need him in there helping out and mixing it up. So This is probably going to be his headline game of the year. So do not pick up Marcus Smart thinking he's going to do this every night. But if you're in a deeper league and your waiver wire is pretty bare and you want to stream Marcus Smart and give him a shot, I think it makes sense. Second ad of the night, Brewski and I called all the Spurs role players the Burrito Brothers because it seems like it's a different guy picking it up every night, and sometimes they cost us a burrito in a bet that we make with each other. We both had Harry Barnes last night. He was fine. He started and had a decent game, but I'm picking Julian Champagnie as my Spur to pick up after last night. 29 minutes off the bench, 16 points, 2 triples, 7 boards, 2 dimes, steal on a block. He scored in double figures in 4 straight games, and he's putting up some decent steals, boards, and threes. Do I fully trust Julian Champagnie? No. But do I like him in a streaming situation or a deep league situation, given how well he's playing lately? Yes. Now, of course, Victor Wembanyama is going to come back probably in his next game. And at that point, anything is possible. And the Burrito Brothers are probably even going to become more mysterious after that happens. So let's get into the drop zone. The drop zone here at Fantasy NBA Today is not particularly locked into, you have to drop these guys. It's guys that are being talked about in drop circles right now. And I think Devin Vassell might be there. The return of Stephen Castle coincided with him scoring 13 points total in his last 2 games and hitting just 3 of 15 shots. So Vassell last night was 2 of 10 for 8 points. He did have 4 boards, 5 assists, 3 steals, and a block. So that was cool. But he's 3 of 15 over his last 2 games. You can just call it a shooting slump. But with Castle being back and with Wembanyama on his way back, and all these guys, Keldon Johnson, Julian Champagnie, Dylan Harper, Harrison Barnes, all playing big minutes, I think that all is bad news for Devin Vassell. So I don't know that you need to drop him immediately. He's clearly in a shooting slump, but I just feel like it's going to be an uphill battle for Vassell going forward now that the Spurs are getting really healthy. And just take a look at your waiver wire and make sure that Vassell is the guy you want to be holding there. Another guy who also plays for the Spurs, who I think is a guy you drop right now, is Luke Kornet. He had 10 points, 8 boards, and a block. That's serviceable. That's streamable. He was fine. He's filled in for Wemby. He's kind of posted duds all year. I got excited about Kornet when Wemby went down, but I always feel like he's basically just a huge disappointment this entire time. So, with Wemby almost coming back last night and then likely coming back for the next one, my prediction is he will play in their next game. I think it's okay to let Kornet go and activate Wemby off your injured list and let's get going again, because he's been out a long time, man, and it's leaving a mark on the teams where I've got him. I'm sure it's hurting you where you have him. You can't lose your number 1 pick for that long and expect it to do well. And then the third guy, honorable mention, Rui Hachimura, 8 points, 1 board, 1 assist, 1 block, 2 threes. 1 board, 1 assist in a game you got blown out in. He didn't shoot it particularly well. Didn't really contribute when they needed him. And to me, Hachimura is a deep league streamer at this point. I don't think you want him in any of your lineups as long as LeBron James can walk. So Vassell, Kornet, Hachimura, those are the drop zone candidates. Let's get into what's going on tonight, which is Thursday night. we actually have 4 games to look at, which is a nice change from the 2 we've been getting. So now I'm not going to say these games are incredible matchups, but it will take what we can get, right? The Clippers are at the Rockets. The Rockets are minus 9.5 at minus 114 over there at FanDuel. The money line on the Rockets is minus 400. The Clippers have just been bad. And if I'm going to bet or do anything with this game, it's going to be on the Rockets. The Clippers are 6-18. They're 3-11 on the road. John Collins can't figure out if he's helpful or harmful to this team. Zubac's numbers are down from last year, as we predicted. James Harden is out there doing his thing, and Kawhi Leonard is playing again. But there's very little help coming from the bench. They've pretty much taken Brook Lopez and buried him. So I'm all in on the Rockets tonight for this one. The Rockets are 15-6. They're kind of rolling. You got KD balling. You got Jabari Smith playing well. Now, Alpi Şengün missed their last game, and Clint Capella had to start, and they lost to the Mavericks. And I think that's a big reason why. And I think seeing them get beat without Şengün kind of makes me wonder if Şengün should be more in the MVP discussion than he currently is, because the Rockets are good, and he's a big reason why. And then there's Amen Thompson. His lack of blocks this year, along with the rest, a lot of his numbers being down, have really cinched his value and have a lot of people upset that they drafted him so early. He was 2 of 11 in his last game, 1 block, 3 steals. The across-the-board numbers are still there, and I don't think it's going to take much for Amen to figure this out and be better. But it has been a rough ride. But that is my game of the night that I'm most interested in. Rockets 9.5 at home against the Clippers with a minus 114 at FanDuel. Let's get over to the Blazers at Pelicans. What a dog of a game that is. We've got Jordan Poole listed as questionable tonight, suddenly out of nowhere for the Pelicans. And what's that going to do? Sadiq Bey has been playing really well. Herb Jones had a great game his last game out, his first one in a while. Jeremiah Fears has been balling. So Derek Queen has been hit or miss, but more hit than miss. What does Jordan Poole's possible return mean for all those guys? Well, I don't really think it affects Sadiq Bey very much. I am a little concerned about Herb Jones having the ball in his hand enough to produce any offense. And then Jeremiah Fears has been cooking with no Poole. And, if Poole's out there bombing ill-advised shots while Fears is standing there watching, what's that do to Fears? So I think it's important to watch and see how Poole's return impacts his teammates. As for Derek Queen, seems like Poole spreading the floor might get Derek Queen some more open looks down low, might help Derek Queen, but I'm a little worried about Jones and Fears if Poole comes back. And if you're sitting there waiting for Poole to come back, you're probably excited about this. So I get it. Hopefully he plays tonight, and hopefully he plays well. All right, the next game on the docket is Celtics at Bucks. Celtics are rolling. Celtics are 9-2 since they put Jordan Walsh into the starting lineup, which is crazy, right? Walsh has averaged 14.7 boards, 2 steals, playing 28 minutes a game lately, and he's shooting like 77% from the floor, which is insane. I wonder what happens to Walsh when Jason Tatum finally emerges and comes back and plays, because it sounds like Tatum is hell-bent on playing this year. So What happens to Walsh then? We don't really know. I mean, he's certainly going to take a hit, but I mean, that could be months from now. So I think Jordan Walsh is a guy that you want on your roster in every 12-team league at this point. And we keep touting him as a um, good streamer right now, and he's on my streamer list for tonight as well. Jordan Walsh, rebounds, defensive stats, efficiency, playing very well. I think he's a great play tonight. And then I didn't mention it when we were talking about New Orleans, but my favorite streamer for New Orleans tonight is Jose Alvarado, although he's another guy that's going to take a little bit of a hit when Poole returns. But Jordan Walsh has just been awesome. So that's who I'm looking for in that game. And then on the Bucks side of things, the Celtics are 9-2 since Jordan Walsh entered the starting lineup. The Bucks are 1-8 since Giannis went down with his calf injury and his trade request and everything else. Ryan Rollins and Kevin Porter Jr. Kevin Porter Jr. has been remarkable. In the 6 games, he's got like top 10 fantasy value. Rollins has been rock solid. Miles Turner, the numbers are down. He's struggling right now. He's not great. He was on my fallers list in my ESPN column that hits tomorrow. He was, I don't know if I wrote about him in my Sports Ethos buy low, sell high article or not, but either way, Miles Turner's been bad, and he's probably a buy low right now because there's no way he plays this poorly all year. And then where are Bobby Portis and Kyle Kuzma in all this mess? They've both been okay lately, but they haven't really stepped up and gone off the way I thought they would, and that's part of the reason the Bucks are in this free fall right now. So maybe tonight it'll be a Bobby Portis and Kyle Kuzma night. But streamers from this game, Bobby Portis and Kyle Kuzma are the two guys that I'm kind of targeting for some love tonight. Eventually, one of them is going to blow up and have a breakout game. So there's a look at the Celtics and Bucks. Next up is the Nuggets at the Kings. There's questions here. How long are the Kings going to just give the ball to Westbrook and let him do whatever he wants? He's putting up gaudy triple-double type numbers. The efficiency, as usual, is not always there. Maxime Renaud has been pretty good lately. I think he's going to continue to maintain fantasy value as long as Domantas Sabonis is out. I like Renaud as a streamer tonight. I like him as a pickup. I think he should be rostered in 12-team leagues, most of them anyway. And then what's going on with Malik Monk? He's getting between 18 and 25 minutes a night. His whole fantasy value is based on how many opportunities he gets and how many shots he gets up and how much he has the ball in his hand. And he's just not getting enough minutes. And then you add in the fact that Dennis Schroeder, is it Dennis Schroeder? Is that who I'm thinking of? Schroeder should be coming back. And then I don't know, man. I'm worried about Malik Monk and just the low minutes that he's getting there for the Kings. So Maxime Renaud would be my big streamer from that game tonight. And then was there a fourth game, or was that the fourth one already? Celtics, Bucks, Blazers, Pelicans. Oh, I guess I hit all 4 of them. So to review the streamers of the night, there's a bunch of guys you can consider. I think Jordan Walsh would be number 1 on my list. Chris Dunn for the Clippers is going to get you some steals tonight. I think he's worth a look. He's not one of my top guys. AJ Green for the Bucks has kind of been stepping up. Hits 3-pointers, may not be available in your league. I think he had a bad game his last time out, but he's been playing pretty well. Maxime Renaud, probably my number 2 streamer tonight behind Jordan Walsh. Tim Hardaway has been playing well. He's been getting 3-pointers. Bobby Portis can hit threes, rebound, block shots. has played okay since Giannis has been out. Nothing crazy, but he's been okay. He's probably rostered in most competitive leagues. I mentioned Jose Alvarado, steals, assists, and threes. He's been playing well off their bench. We got to see what happens with Poole back tonight. Kyle Kuzma, is this the game he blows up? But then if you're in a real deep league, just some names to kick around. Jericho Sims, if you need rebounds and big man numbers. Josh Minot, who has sort of been displaced by Jordan Walsh. They're in Boston. Sam Hauser for threes. I am streaming Hauser tonight in one league to get some threes. Gary Trent in Milwaukee for some threes. Steven Adams will get you some big man numbers. And then Bruce Brown has been okay for general stats. Nick Batum has been bad lately. I generally enjoy streaming Batum, but it usually doesn't go very well. So I've gotten out of that game. And that's all I really have. Although we're going to finish this up with a listener question. And this question, I don't know who this is from, but the question is, would you trade Kawhi Leonard to get Cooper Flagg? Oh, shout out to Bran Howard 12. My bad. Bran Howard wants to know, would you trade Kawhi Leonard to get Cooper Flagg? At the beginning of the season, I don't think I would have said yes. But given the Kings' nosedive and how bad they look and how bad they're playing, and Kawhi's injury history, I don't think this is going to end well. The whole getting rid of Chris Paul vibe was weird, right? And now you got Harden and Kawhi out there putting up their numbers, but their team getting throttled every night. And at some point, I think Kawhi is just going to be like, look, man, I thought we were going to have a chance to win a championship this year. I'm not coming out here and busting my tail so that we can lose every game and get smoked. So I think I would do this trade. I think I would aim higher than Cooper Flagg, but if that's the best deal you can get, I think I would trade Kawhi Leonard to get Cooper Flagg right now, which I'm kind of surprised to be saying that, but that's sort of where we're at. So, and with that, I made it through an episode by myself. I do not recommend podcasting by yourself. It's weird. But it was enjoyable. I had a good time. I felt like I was racing through things. I probably didn't need to do that. But anyway, this Fantasy a Day episode, Fantasy NBA Today, has been brought to you by FanDuel. Brewski and I'll be back tomorrow at 1:30 to go over these 4 games we talked about today and also take a look ahead at Friday night. I'll have a great day.